Can you get me some tea real quick? What's up, Sumo?
What is this called?
I don't know. It's some stuff for iTunes, so.
Any fuels I'm actually not taking care of. Is taking care of.
What is it?
Any fuel services tasks, obviously is taking.
Who's taking care of it?
Obviously.
Abhishek's taking care of it. Hey Neil, what's going on?
Hey, John. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you just fine, man. Nandi. So it seemed like you had a couple of stuff that you sent me. Chatbot, something else for DG, some crazy looking new project, AB field stuff.
Yep, we got 3 things to go over. XL, off-white, black LA, of course. 20%, 50, 60, 65. 1 week, 2 weeks, 2 weeks. Love holidays. You take a day off, you come home, and it's got just tons of just work.
Yeah, I'm about to go on a big one. I'm flying back to the U.S. on the 10th for like 17, 18 days.
Wow. Gonna, ooh, 30. Yeah, that's funny. Where in the U.S. are you coming?
Well, I'm going to go to stop by New York, stop by Florida, and stop by Denver.
Okay. Well, you can always pop by California.
Yeah, I might do that. Are you in Cali or are you in Nevada?
No, I'm in California. I'm in Vegas every 2 weeks working with clients.
I'll be
so you can stop by Vegas. You can stop by Vegas too. Is that your wife?
Yeah. I wanted to make an introduction with my wife.
Hello, beautiful wife.
She's supposed to manage, and this is Subo. This is Subo, and he manages almost all your work. So any work that you guys send in, he's the one that manages it getting done.
You know what? Nicole's the same way. I don't know if she's in her office, but she manages all of the techie people.
Yeah.
Hey, can you pop into my office for just a sec, please?
Well, she ultimately manages all the techie people, and then she most of the time responds to my emails and stuff. So she pretty much does everything. And if she's
in other words, no one really speaks to John. They speak to John's wife.
Unless we're on a verbal conversation, then yes. It's because most of the time she has prepared me to talk about whatever. Because I'm so busy trying to do other stuff, which is create an autonomous company where I don't have to.
It's okay. I'm the same way. If I travel, Nicole's checking my email. My wife does the same thing, and I trust her to answer my emails.
It's
awesome. But I really
awesome.
like when she tells clients to F off. Okay, so where do you want to start? You want to start with AB, or do you want to start with the new project, which is
first AB.
Okay. To do AB though, let's go ahead and share a screen here.
Yeah.
You can share on your side too if you want.
I am. Lean in. I don't know if you.
What? No, I don't want to look at.
Now you do because John, come here.
No.
You look good.
No, I look like butt today.
Come on, Nicole.
John's wife. Come on.
We're comparing
She's looking
lives
at
right
the
now.
screen.
Come on, Nicole.
I don't want to do this.
Hi.
Hey, how are you?
Good, how are you?
See, I think this looks nice.
Yeah, she looks great.
5 days, which I haven't. But.
Are you bringing the wife to the U.S.?
Not this time. Not this time, unfortunately. No, because I'm not to the point where I trust the company being completely decoupled without me and her both yet. So we're close there, but not totally there. I don't. Someone's got to really be here to be completely in charge. So people like Subo could manage, but I don't have. I have like 97% confidence that they could manage without us. So somebody got to stay.
Yeah, we actually have that same feeling sometimes. Okay, so let's get into. I'm going to share my screen.
Yeah.
That's it. I just wanted you. Did you want to be on the AV thing?
No.
Didn't really
I
care,
have
did you?
enough other projects going on. You can take KB Field.
Alt S. Okay, you got it. And you guys are looking at my screen? Yay.
Not yet. Don't see it yet.
Share screen. Desktop 2. Share. Done. Now you should be.
Yeah, now it's coming.
Okay, so they're ready to go live with this system, and all we need to do is a couple strange little fixes, okay? So let's see, this is fixed, need clarification. On this report, only display records that have no match. Transaction. Okay, so there is a transaction number right here.
Right.
And there's a transaction number here. One data is coming from an import. And let's see. If no match, they belong in a mismatch file. Okay, so on this report, if these numbers are matching, they stay. If it is missing one or the other, it's supposed to drop into a mismatch report. That is this report called no match. Make sense?
If you're saying if the transaction, go back to that first page.
Okay, so from this page, this is verification-01. So here's what it is. This is the very first one that we went to. It's under accounting tab, verification-01.php.
Right.
When you click on it, this is what comes up.
Right.
Right.
If there is a mismatch between this column, the second column, third column.
If the two datas aren't the same, you're saying.
Yeah.
Correct. Anytime that there is something incongruent there, it's supposed to drop onto a third one, a report called mismatch. And I gave you the URL of the mismatch report.
Right.
Right.
I mean, the cool part is, guys, we're at the very end of this, and they're doing the usability now.
So that makes sense to you. Yeah. So that's all fine. That's totally clear.
Okay.
Okay.
And then-
So, and then the same thing is on this one. If no match between trans record, they belong in this mismatch file. So there's 3 no match files.
Right. One is report, one is no match, one is no match UI and DA.
Now, what we can do is, if that makes sense, and we now know that they're on this report, nothing should. If there's any mismatch, they shouldn't be on this page. They belong on one of these no match pages.
Seems like they belong on all of them.
Yeah, because what they do is on the data import or on the user import. Obviously, you're doing one is the data dump, one is the user import, and they're trying to match them. They are going in manually for the 1 in every 100 cases that don't match because someone did data entry error. They're going to go in and try to fix it and put it back into that main report. That's the idea behind this. Okay. Number 22. This is the NCCI data should never be editable. Lock that information upon import. So on this field, any of this data that comes in from the CSV file that we import, they can't edit.
That NTCI invoice data is a non-editable.
Correct.
You're saying once it's
Imported.
entered into the system, either imported or done manually, it's non-editable.
That is correct.
Okay.
Chase type should.
Well, the funny part is, okay, come back to the matching. So this information you import, right?
Right.
The person, the 30 employees, what they do is they go in and they click new item. They take that transaction number from your NCCI import and they say what they did for it. And then that's how you get 2 of the same records. The transaction numbers are lining up. The original NCCI data is nothing more than their laundry list of collection accounts to go after. Each one of their employees then picks which one they do and what they did to it.
Okay.
So the data coming from NCCI is locked. This data gets to go in, and later on we'll see where it's a comparison or a missing or a data variance issue.
They import data here, and then some employee comes in and they put in the same transaction number and they put in a report and say, hey, I did this. And
correct.
checking to
What
see
they do is they enter the transaction number that matches the piece you imported. Then they say what type of service they did against that transaction number, what date they did the service, and then any comments, and then the fee is generated by whoever's touching it. They pre-negotiated what they get paid to do.
Okay. So
Okay.
there is written that the chase type should carry forward from the new item. It's auto inserting CS 0900 error.
On which one? Hold on.
23.
I see it. CS09.
Yeah.
Okay, so on the chase type, on the new item.
Okay.
Okay, if they put in something from a new item, which is what this is. So homepage, new item, they put some sort of type, chase type in here. Let's see what it was. What was happening was there was a default error that when you ran the report, it automatically put CS009 in that field.
in the chase type field.
Hold on, let me see.
When you imported the report. Exported.
Chase type fee. Hold on, let me see if we have her. Because it's been like 2 or 3 weeks since we did this, and it was very fresh in my head when I was working with Gwen. Let me see if Gwen's available. She was on vacation last week. $250. Hi, is Gwen back? That'd be great. Tell her Neal's calling. Thank you. Okay, guys, the week ending piece is on all the accounting. Anytime that, oh, I'm skipping down now while I'm waiting for Gwen. So on number 23, see how they all say week ending?
Right.
The week ending is always Sunday. Is that Gwen? Hi, sweetie. How was your trip? That is what I want to hear. So I need your help on 2 items, and everything else is done. So I'm sure, did you play when I sent you your email while you're on your cruise? Okay. It's okay. Well, so we are on a meeting right now with John, and what I want to do is I want to get through the one piece that I can't replicate, that I can't remember how we did it. Okay, so it was item 22, and it was the chase type should carry forward from the new item. It was auto inserting CS0900. What was the chase type that I was doing to get that error? Remember? So the chase. Okay, so I get that on the home page. We have a chase. We have a type. Okay, so let's just go into one so I can replicate the error so we can see which line of code we're looking for. Because I'm good with like the first one, ZZZZZ, which is your test. Sorry, I know I caught you off guard. Just wanted to try to get these last few things done. Okay, so let's go with the first one that's not a duplicate. So ZZSSDD. It's a single run account. Oh, no, it doesn't. Not that one. Oh, third one down. So ZZSSDD. Now I click on new item. I put in my ZZSSDD. No, I'm on the homepage where I'm just taking one from the beginning because this comes from the new item, remember? So I have to go back to where this is inserting the error. Okay, so I'm on the first page. I grab my transaction number, ZZSSDD. Now I select my chase type. Can I collect anything? Trip fee. Okay, well, I'm actually pretending I'm a subrep, 67063LM. I put a comment test. I put today's date ran, and I'm putting in a single run account fee of $10. And my transaction number is ZZSS, and then I'm going to hit insert record. And it says it's already in the system, or I didn't type. Go back and correct this. So I just created a duplicate, right? DZ, which is now yellow, which is doing what it's supposed to do. And I'm staring at it. Where do I show the CS0900 error? Is that on my accounting report now? Accounting, verification. Yep. Got it. So I come in here, edit. Yep. Okay, got it. Okay, so hold on one sec. Don't go anywhere. Okay, guys, as you're watching me,
Yeah.
so this is where the error is coming up. Instead of bringing the chase type forward, do you see how it all comes up with this exact same rate? Under every single one. She said that this should come forward from the NCCI data. And it should be matching with what the rep is doing.
Where the rep just put it in, it should be saved in what's pre-selected here, essentially.
Well, actually, I did it. Single run account is what I put in. The blue is the sub rep, and this is how you get the matching. The NCI data is the white, and it's supposed to match. And the whole process is this gets married. So the rep is copying what the NCIS is. If it's a match, they get paid. If it's not a match, they didn't do their job right.
So essentially, you're saying that the white is from the data import.
Correct.
And that if we were to actually look at the data import for the same transaction number, it should show a single run account. And that's what you're saying. The data isn't matching from what's being imported because all the rep does is go in and actually verify and say, hey, on this account, I ran the chase type as a single run account, and that should be matching what came in as an import for what chase type the rep should be doing.
Correct. And so far, everything is matching. It's just the chase type that is not. So we're getting everything in. So as long as we lock the NCCI data, the NCCI data gets locked. They can't modify it because that's your baseline, and then the rep has to fill in their new item. That becomes a matching, and then if everything is good, but this is the one error that was coming through that we couldn't figure out where it was coming from. Okay. So
well, most likely the data is there being stored. You're just not actually retrieving it and then showing that selection on the form.
Okay. Ending, we're good there. Hiding all NCCI and report round. Got it. That is under my report for the subrep, correct? Gwen. So this is under my pay period, and this. Right, got it. Okay. I need some data there. Summary. I have my test. Okay. Dum, 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 da, 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 da. Okay. Don't you like that it's close though? Now I'm hounding you. Love that. Love that. I do want to hear about the trip. Catch up. Okay, well, the CS one was the worst one because everything else I already knew. But do me a favor. I'm going to send you an email right now with the pay period summary. It has all the original columns in there, okay? I want you to just simply print, X out, and then fax it, scan it, however you want to get back to me. Okay, and that's it. We're all good to go. Okay, you're awesome. Come in when you have a chance to breathe next week, okay? You're welcome. Bye. Anytime. Bye-bye. Okay, so the other one is on the payroll summary. Everything, they always end their week ending the Sunday of. So it didn't matter on any of the accounting reports. We just need to make sure that on the archive, all you have to do is you can truncate. You don't have to say Monday. It's just period ending Sunday, December 3rd, and standardize it. So if it says it here, let's make sure it says it here, week ending. As long as we're consistent throughout all the reports. It's an HTML thing.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, you are good.
Now, the report I just asked her for is this thing. When you close a pay period, which it's already been done here, view pay period. So on this screen, you've got data that they input and data that NCCI has given you. She does not want subreps to know how much NCCI is paying them. So you see like this column with it says NCI date, the fee. She wanted us to remove all NCCI data from this report.
And to be clear, that NCCI data is the data that's coming from the import when they do the import.
Correct.
That data,
and she doesn't want it to disappear out of the database. She just doesn't want it to appear on their payroll close.
So you got the point. All that data comes in from an upload, and then now you pre-populate a database. Now, essentially, I wanted to ask a question on that first report that you said on 22 or on 21. The no match is just only on the transaction number. It's not on any other data pieces from the upload. Meaning, if they
that's on the verification, accounting, verification, mismatch. Data import. Trans, subrep, type, client. No, it's only on the trans number.
So if a rep puts in the same trans number that is in the system from the NCI report, but they give a completely different type as the action that they did, that would not show in this no match report.
No, what would happen is it would turn yellow because you now have a duplicate record on the same transaction number. Red is a third one. First one's white, second one's yellow, third one's red. And that can happen, according to them, because sometimes it's more than like a phone call to John to say, hey, I need you to pay your bill on your credit card. Sometimes it goes to somebody else who goes, I'm going to go see John at his work. And then it goes to another person who is like a senior collector who has to do something. But with every level, with every time they add a second level, they have to review it to make sure over here on the fee side, all three reps are getting paid and nobody's doing duplicate work.
So the no match is only on the transaction number. It's transaction number match.
That is correct. And your color coding and everything that's working on here is working fine. So logic, like I said, everything is that we're like 99% there. They just have a couple things left over.
So that all makes sense to you?
That hide all NCCI data on the report page you show.
What was that report page again for the?
24.
It was the submit pay, right? It was the close pay period that you need to hide the NCCI data import.
Correct. So what's happening is on the
For the pay period, whenever you go to close.
Yeah, all subreps should be in the default for the filter. Okay, so here, close pay periods. So accounting, pay periods, view pay periods. I need something with data in it to show you. Okay, so here is everybody. All subreps you already fixed. meaning gives everybody. Otherwise, you can just look for a subrep and filter what they've done for the period. The logic was when they close, oh, by the way, this is the big thing. So, John, you're a subrep, you're getting paid, right?
Uh-huh.
Your subrep fee is $6, right? And then you see NCCI data is they're getting paid $25 from them, which tells you your company is making 19. And if you got that report, you realize like that's a big deal.
Sure.
Right.
So here's the thing. We have to make sure, because when you look at it, I'm thinking some of the teal is necessary. I don't believe the white and the teal as being what is your data import.
Just remove the fee. Just essentially remove
that data. If the NCCI data, we have to make sure we identify which one is clearly which.
it would only be that fee because it's only, I would assume it's only duplicate data. So it could be the fee and it could be the transaction and subrep data. So one comes from the rep, one comes from the data sheet. Any of the fields that are actually being pulled from the data sheet, hide that one. So hide one transaction, hide one hide one subrep, hide one type most likely, and then hide one fee. And then everything else is just
the subrep gets to see the information that they have submitted on the home page under new item, right here. They do not get to see any of the NCIA data. That's the only thing that's keeping us from going live, because they looked at it and they were like, Neal, if we tell people what we make, our employees would quit. I'm like, well, okay, fair enough. So when you close a pay period, the idea was everybody, the subreps get just a report of their email of what they've made, which is what we were just looking at. Still need data though. So a subrep, he would get an email that had only his data, not including the fee.
Right.
And that email only goes out once. Once the thing has been closed, you can't close the pay period twice. So once you hit the big red button, you can't do it again.
So the data is going to be hidden from the report here and also from the email, or just hidden from the email? Email
and reports.
Okay.
Both places. The client knows how much money they're making, and they might have us write something else, which would be above scope. If they want to see all the data, it's in the report. You almost, you know, for their intents and purposes, though, they just want to see what they're paying out to their people.
Right.
I think they're just worried about somebody looking over someone's shoulder, and if that report exists, it could be a problem.
Okay.
Okay. So that's the first one. Let's go over to, so any questions?
Do you have any questions? You good? What about?
Where's the monkey?
He's over here, and he's right around the corner in his cage over here. He got a really big cage that he stays at sometimes. And he's got a cool little IoT device too that goes around his neck.
An IoT? What's that?
It's a shock collar. I call it.
No.
I call it an IoT. Yeah, he got a little behavior. I mean, we don't use it to shock him. It's got a little vibrator on it, so we make noises and vibrations to condition.
Oh, because you know primates are really smart, so they'll figure it out.
They're somewhat smart, kind of dumb sometimes too. I mean, this one eats dirt, so I mean, this one eats dirt. But yeah, he's pretty smart.
John, so does my 3-year-old. I don't get mad at her.
Yeah, well, I don't get mad at him for eating dirt. I just think it's obnoxious. What about this last one here? That one you guys understand, or you have questions on?
No, we have.
Okay, because he asked if you had questions, and Subo said no.
No, he asked on that 24.
I thought like you asked for this paper.
No, we're talking about in general anything else that you need.
Yeah, so the next one also. Rain and we would close this paper.
John, once we make these few twists, what I'll do is the client's going to go through one more time, and they have to give me a URL and a screen capture of anything that is hinky, that is that's not carrying data forward, so we know the location and what it is.
Okay.
And she's back from vacation, so she'll be ready to roll on this by next week, and then they're looking at us doing a data import and going live.
Okay.
So for the last one, it says the format for sales.
So this is pretty.
Sales
This
rep
is pretty.
Item 12.
So we
Should look like this. Email recap PNG most likely.
He didn't mention that. I think the email recap is for the other one.
No, email recap is for, this is this verified admin view, so it's the only thing. Here's another email, PNG. So
I think like the changes that we for.
there's a lot of, there's two different emails that, and I'm not sure which one. One's 26 email recap, and actually there's only 26 email recap. The other one's it. That's it. That's the only email that there is there. Nothing else is an email there. So they're saying that on that last one, all they're doing is saying that whenever they close this pay period out, all right, the admin closes the pay period, the statement sheet, subrep transactions should be emailed to each subrep. So that means you close the pay period out, and on that pay period, you got a sheet that contains transactions from a bunch of different subreps. You probably got their email somewhere stored. You're going to essentially send them this data column filtered by them, and you're just not going to show this NCI data. They only want to see the fee that they're getting paid, not the fee that somebody is getting paid. Like you guys. If I were to go in and really tell you how much Neal pays me for you guys would probably fucking quit and say, hey, I want to work just for Neal and not you. So we don't want to show them that data.
Oh, and yeah, you hit it on the head. The only other thing is they would love to see a total count. So if a sub rep works on 30 cases during his period, then at the bottom it would say 30. It would have all 30 pieces and it would give them a total. So just a summary page. So
like a total count of cases and a total amount of payout that they're getting.
Yep. So you're basically giving them all the columns, and at the bottom, a total.
So just give them a total, so 7, and then how much money that they got.
It's just a statement sheet.
Add a column for the trip fee and use our color coding to match the site.
Okay, so there must be some trip fee that exists somewhere inside the platform.
Yes, that is unregistered.
Not on everything. Only on a small percentage of the people are they allowed to have trip fees. And if they're given the trip fees, then that's also put on the statement, and it just gives them, let's see, I'll find one for you.
I think you got mileage and a trip fee, so.
Yep, right here. So if there's a trip fee, they get paid for their mileage, and they got 130 bucks. But if they get a trip fee, they don't get any other type of fee. And those are all reviewed by them.
And so by using the color code, they just mean also color code stuff yellow and red as far as if it's the second attempt or third attempt.
That's correct. So white's first attempt, second is yellow, third is red.
Okay. That makes sense.
And if there by chance was a fourth, it would be red too.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So now, any other questions, or you guys are good?
No, we're good.
Oh, hold on. So there's your summary sheet. I'll go ahead and email it to you. This is what they currently send out.
Okay.
So here's your week ending, Sunday, mileage payout, total payout, and they handwrite in things. We don't have to do that for them anymore because we can get their fees, their trip, and their mileage. I'll send this over to you.
Yeah.
And this would essentially be the email that goes out to the rep after they close a payout.
Yep, this is what they currently do. So if we mimic that, we're golden. And this is only when the payroll is closed, and it only goes out once. Emails are pulled from the admin under edit employee. There's always an email for every employee or subrep. So I'm going to send you the rep report, and then my summary is for the admin summary.
Yeah.
Done. It's on its way. Good, Gwen. Good, Gwen. Okay, so let's, can we? Because I have lots of other fun stuff to go over.
Yeah, we can move forward.
Okay, we're going to save the chatbot for last because I wanted to hit these people. Let's go over to Quest Nutrition.
Quest Nutrition.
You ever hear of them?
No. Oh, that's a new project. No,
yeah, they were just in.
That one seemed a little bit more complex. That one did.
No, actually, it's really funny. What they're asking for is simple. These guys are $180 million company, I believe. I mean, it's ridiculous how big they are. What they do is they go out. Are they publicly traded? They go to 24-hour fitness and all these wonderful little health clubs all over the place. And they sell their products to all of these fitness cross-trainer people, right?
Okay.
Last year, they decided to go ahead and deploy a point of sale where they would have their bars, drinks, and everything else at 24-hour fitness. And it was kind of like a 7-Eleven display for your candy bars. With me?
Right.
Very low turnover, very low turnout. They weren't very happy with it. So one of their regional managers came into my office on Friday who works with their ad agency, and they said, hey, could you build this for us? And I said, well, you want me to build you a photo booth? It already exists. I go, here, let's take a look and see what's going on. So in a nutshell, what you're staring at is a ring light with an iPad, and it takes a picture of you, and then you give it either an email, your Facebook, or your Instagram. It then allows you to share with all of your friends, which means I get to scrape your data, put it into a lead system that John has already written, and allow them to utilize this space better, okay? And then they started throwing out with, well, we have 42,000 locations, and I'm like, well, let's see. That's $23 million if we give you a kiosk at $500 a piece. Do you have $23 million laying around? And then I said, yeah, then you have to support those locations. So why don't we try this? I'm going to make this simple. Why don't you do 200 locations in Southern California? I'll talk to my designers and my techs, and I'm going to tell you that we can build you something that probably already exists and give you a lead generation system that will allow you to have all these people, and you can market them via their Facebook feed. And then obviously I showed them the chat bot, and they got all excited. So it was an introduction meeting. It was 45 minutes long, and they said, okay, how much and how long? And you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to say, well, I can have this done in 30 days. Where's your checkbook?
Right.
Okay.
30 days is a stretch, though. Not so much. I mean, as long as, because we wouldn't be prototyping the ring light or anything like that. We'd just be deploying essentially the iOS application that captures the picture and then essentially dumps them into some lead capture machine where they can do retargeting and communication with them and stuff like that.
Yep. But see, the idea though is, if we use a droid, we could brick a droid to where it only runs our app. They can't find the home button, take it back to the Apple iOS. This could feed into a lead system that I've already played with yours for a while now, and everybody is excited about it. Anyway, but we'll get to that. So my question is, this is kind of a twofold thing. Where do I want to start with these people? Because there's got to be open source photo booth software out there already, John.
Well, I mean, sure. I mean, a photo booth in an app isn't much to actually create an application that takes a picture. I mean, just takes a picture on your device. It's a native camera function, so that's not a lot. There most likely is some open source stuff that we could use for some advanced stuff, like applying filters and stuff like that. I'm not sure if you have filters. I'm assuming that they do. So that's not super complex, although we'd have to look and see what actual open source stuff that we want to use to do the filter stuff. I mean, as far as launching an app with whatever little design where all it does is say, hey, do you want to take a new picture? And then you hit yes, and it gives you some way to put in your phone number, or put in your phone number and get a code sent to you, or authenticate with Facebook and then be authenticated in, where now we've captured your information, and essentially we open up a picture screen and show you your picture in front of you with some filters and maybe some overlay on top of that. I mean, that's not a super complex stuff there. So here, hold on one second. One of my sales reps is out in the field, and he said he has an emergency, needed my help. Let me see what he needs. So I don't think this is going to be terribly difficult. I can do some homework on the hardware. Hey, Carlos, what do you need? Yes, I did. Looks like something of a couch. Ankita.
Yeah. What is it? Oh, that's a pillow? Okay, so you got to get me a pillow. Of course they can. Get it? Nope, not at all. Get it to me and I'll go from there. Bye. That's funny. Okay, so let me break this down. So we have a photo booth app with filters integrated with your lead generation system, John, that would allow them to then market the people that are using this. It would probably run on Android, iOS, or a Droid platform, and I have to come up with some sort of ring light and POS because it's going to have to integrate with their current racks because they already bought them all and spent millions on it, or they have to come up with a brand new one and start from scratch. Okay.
All they have is an iPad in there, right? Or an Android device inside those pads anyway, so they just need an application that can be installed on it, right?
Yeah, exactly. But the thing is, when this is going out to multiple locations, you realize supporting this, doing it in 200 locations in Southern California or Vegas is one thing because we have staff here. But if this thing actually went out to everybody, two things happen. One, anyone with half a brain would say, well, why are we paying these guys this much money for 42,000 locations, right? They're going to get a CTO that says, well, we can do this ourselves. So the answer is, if we control the data and the application and all it is plug and play, they're not going to have a place to go. If they leave us in our contract, we own the data because they're just members working out. And we walk down the street to Universal Supplements who would want their database. So be loyal to us and we'll never sell it to another person in nutrition.
So what we need is just like an iOS or Android application that will essentially allow a user to have like a nice little splash screen that says take a new picture. He clicks that, he authenticates some way, gives some type of data, and then he's able to take a picture of himself and then have that picture where he can share it on social media or whatever, get it sent to his phone, get it sent to his email, and then essentially we've got his data collected where now they can see some information about that piece of traffic, where it came from, the data they submitted, and have a way to actually communicate back out with them or push it out to someone else.
And most likely what I'm going to do is I'll reach out to this simplebooth.com, pay their $300, download their app to one of my iPads, set up a ring light. They probably have the hardware, and I would be able to demo this thing in 30 days. You would have to be able to say, Neal, give me 90 days and we can rip it apart, reverse engineer it, plug in the lead system on the back end, add a chatbot if we want, yada, yada, yada. My job is to sell and bring you clients.
Right. So plugging it into the lead system is not that hard. We just clone the lead system, make custom modifications like we did for Gallagher to get the data in there. That's not a big deal. The issue and the bottleneck right now comes with the actual chatbot, because we're dependent on actually building that chatbot on another platform. And we can, but like if you even notice with the Gallagher chatbot, that's a paid service that we pay Chat Fuel for, and sometimes it's very unresponsive and it's not reliable. So for us to rely, like if they're gonna put this in if we connect this to a chatbot and then we rely on a service like Chat Fuel or ManyChat and they have outages, it's not a real scalable solution. So our bottleneck is going to be actually, we can create chatbots so quick right now because we've got a chatbot builder and it doesn't take an engineer, like some little button clicker, some VA can click some buttons and actually deploy the chatbot through using a little building program to go in and actually build the chatbot outside of that program. That's where the essential bottleneck. We could do a demo with a Chat Fuel chatbot really easy, but the bottleneck is going to be, and that's not even a huge bottleneck. We can build a proprietary chatbot pretty easily, and that not take a lot of logic. What will take a lot of logic and a much bigger investment on money and time-wise is to build the chatbot building application, like a drag and drop widget where you're physically building the logic of the chatbot through some GUI component versus just hard coding the chatbot.
Right, and we talked about that. As long as we have the critical mass, then you get your 90 days to go build it. Because my goal is,
We're gonna need more than 90 days to build that chatbot building platform. We can do the actual chatbot hard coded, but we definitely, even if I put 30 engineers, even if I put the whole company building a chatbot platform, it's gonna take us a month to actually plan everything to be able to distribute those 30 engineers. So we would need a little bit more time than 90 days, but we could definitely have something that would be working in 90 days if we could provision enough engineers to go out balls to the wall and actually build it.
Okay. Well, my goal is I have to sit in front of, so you understand what real estate people do. You get your real estate license. After you've passed, every year you have to do continuing education. Okay. So part of what you have to do being part of an association of realtors is the association provides you that continuing education, and that's how they make your money. You give them dues, they give you access to resources. So one of the lead brokers that we're working on right now is the ex-president for the association from last year. He's very excited about all this, although you saw some of the feedback that we're getting where it's we just have to do a little tweaking here and there so we can actually transition. The photo booth thing, I will reach out and I will get an actual smoke and mirror demo put together so I can show you exactly what we need to do. I'm going to get a meeting with Quest and say, guys, here's what I'm looking for, and it's going to have a price tag of about $30,000 a month. You in? Because I know your magic number, and if our numbers are the same, then we'll both be happy.
We're gravy. If you give me that magic number, I'm literally all yours, buddy.
That's my plan. Okay, so on the real estate thing, I am sitting on 14,000 members of our real estate association. The CEO is one of my best friends. We have to be able to deliver to her a value to these members. So we broke that, what we've done so far, we've broken it into 3 segments. What we sell brokers for their realtors, what we can sell the chatbot to the realtor for their own Facebook feeds, and then the QR codes, which I gave you kind of the background in an email today. So you see what they've done. Now, do you realize you've built over 4,000 websites and yet none of them have been indexed yet into Google from the SEO point of view? So I don't know if, and I have my guys now working on it, so Martin's working on it, so is Nicole, and they're looking because your metadata is the exact same as Zillow. And if it's the same, you guys should at least be ranked in Google by like page 4 or 5 or 6. You should be in Google somewhere, and we're not getting indexed at all.
Yeah, we're like, if I search, we're like page 7. If I search, we're like page 7 in Google.
So we just have to kind of figure out, you know, is it images? Is it overall traffic? Hell, the URL that I have you using is old. It's not a new one.
A lot of it could be, Neal, if you look at Zillow and you look at it, and you look at Remax and Realtor.com, they have a significantly larger amount of content on every single one of their landers than what we do. They have they have 4x times the content that we do.
Yeah, but I'm not sure the algorithm, if the spider's looking for the amount of content, because it's looking for, you know, specific keyword, that address should put us up at the top, at least on the second page. Because by the time you hit the second page, John, you're hitting URLs that have nothing to do with an exact address. So we're just going to have to.
We need a support person on that SEO stuff because it's not something in our wheelhouse or in our core. So they can tell us any technical stuff that needs to be done, and we'll get it done. But
I know, I got it. I already have 2 people.
We are giving the data to Google, though. We are telling Google to index those pages, and they are crawling those pages and indexing those pages. They're just not ranking high.
So anyway,
from the last day's report, but at least from the 2 days or 1 days back before you were checking, then it is indexed on 7th or 8th page.
So what you were telling me about the email that you sent me was the D3 3 p.m. right?
Correct. Yep. So this was the last pieces of stuff that they wanted to do before they put the QR codes up on their actual real estate signs in Vegas, which give us actual real-time definitions of how many people are driving by the sign, how many are clicking, how many are going to the lead generation system, all that stuff. So what they wanted to do was they had a minor update to the landing page on the Facebook chat. We wrote it originally for the association. They wanted to choose a chat with a live agent. And they said the address wasn't working. However, I hate to say it, I did it and it worked fine. I wasn't getting images on everything. So I'm wondering if they were putting the street address and a zip code or city and it was erroring out.
Very possible. We could try to write some logic to account for user error. We just didn't.
Or just write in some HTML directions that says, give me your area code 3 digits. give me your phone number 7 digits, because obviously they're messing it up here and there. And then obviously we wrote this for a search for realtors. If you're looking for a realtor and it searches the whole database, I'm going to get a roster of their office of just their 12 people, 15, 20 people. They're 20 people. And then I want to be able to then have that search just for that. So my question is, I don't want to undo the work that you've done for the association, because I need to be able to sit with Wendy in a couple weeks and show her that it's all working bug-free.
So essentially create another page, like another demo page for D3,
Yep.
create another demo page for DG, and essentially clone that chatbot there and make custom modifications to that chatbot just to demo with them. Is that going to interact with the same lead system though? Because that will end up being a problem as far as we've got just the one lead system. Whenever a user sees that that QR code, I mean the QR code. All right, so that wouldn't be that big of an issue. The QR code.
No. Here, I'll answer your question. The lead system right now, there's only one demo until I see a check. As soon as they write me a check, I go, John, I need you to clone that demo system, and they're going to have unique users for their staff only.
Right. Okay. So what we wouldn't do then right now would be necessarily tie in from the landing page into the chatbot when they submit the form, because it's going to be hard to control. Do they go to DG or do they go to Galver? But what we could control is when they do the QR code. If it's a Galver QR code, they go in the Galver chatbot and see the data, and that leads back to the lead page. And if they go to the DGQ, if they scan the DGQ QR code, they go to the DGQ chatbot, they see the same data, and that links back to the exact same landing page. And we can show them that if they submit that landing page now, that we've got the lead in the actual system, and then it's just a matter of copying the system and training it to them.
Yes, but remember that your lead system is based on a splash page for an address. So what would happen was the QR code will go to the landing page. That generates a lead inside your lead tracking system. On that lead page, you were going to put a big F for Facebook, which would then link to their Facebook where the chatbot would reside.
Right. That will be okay, so we can do that, but the trick and logic there is on what landing page do we put them into the Galver chatbot versus what landing page do we put them into the DG chatbot?
Only their listings would have their Facebook.
And we can get that from the MLS data,
No, I mean, yes, you could, but that's that's not the right answer. Okay, so the reason why this guy, a small brokerage firm who sits on the board, ex-president, the reason why they got so excited, okay, was not because of the chatbot, even though that's what gets me the most excited. What got them excited was I went to your listings and they saw 3,000 websites. And then I went over to Google and I said, look, Zillow, Remax, national companies are doing this. Why aren't you? And they said, basically, excuse my French, holy fuck all of that, man. You're doing what Zillow's doing. Oh. And I said, well, yeah, but we do that and more. Let me show you what else we do. And that's when we started going in chatbot and scraping and being able to send out, when a house sells, we can automatically reach out. And when their phone was going off with all their live text messaging from a lead from a landing page, they got all excited. Like they visualized the pieces coming together. So that listing, the ability to scrape and index 3,000-4,000 websites in a month, we're selling that as one complete lead system. You with me?
Yes.
So as far as why do we don't need to tie their chatbot into anything right now. You can tie it just into GLVR. They're just a test. So I would simply tell you on which pages to put the Facebook link for theirs.
That's what I would say. What we should probably do is I'll build a different chatbot for DG, since there's going to be some, searching agents just based only on the employees that work for DG. And then whenever you want to do a demo, we'll just essentially have to do a code swap between putting people from the landing page into the DG chatbot versus putting them into the Galver chatbot.
Right. Now, DG has 30 days left. They were kind enough to explain all the financial backings for Zillow, Redfin. They spend a lot of money with those people. And I was put in touch with them through a mutual friend and the association. And I said, guys, I'm going to work through the bugs on this system, so you have to be nice. You're going to give me your resources and your time. You're going to give me your feedback. You're going to help me write the script so the consumers like it and they like the flow. So it's not John and Neal figuring out what these people want.
Sure.
They have been okay. The last email I got from them was Tuesday. That was 2 weeks after I said, guys, 2 weeks has gone by. I really want to know where my QR codes are on the houses. John wrote those things 6 weeks ago before I went to Alaska, and you guys seem to not be putting the effort into this. So in 30 days, I'm going to move this to a different brokerage house that's bigger, that has a checkbook out. So you do something, it's an old adage. Don't ever do something for free because people then don't appreciate what you did.
Sure, I agree that what you're supposed to do is you're supposed to make an inflation and then apply a discount. Is what you're supposed to do.
Yeah, perceived value. But so what's happening is they just gave me this on Tuesday, and so I'm sharing this with you. So we are going to do the minimal amount to what we've done because the demo works great, and I'm starting to show it to other people now. But the address for Zillow, let's do it right now because if it's not working for them, it was working on the GLVR one. So let me go ahead and clear this out. And let's go and I'll show you. So for DG, there's really only two pieces that they need on their chatbot, okay? They have some, whatever they want to do on this piece where it's not GLVR, it's DG. Right. You hit get started. They don't need, they do need I'm a realtor. But let's just go here. I want to sell my house. Great. I want to sell in a month. I want a free home valuation. My home address, 10122 Aspen Road Street. Now, no picture, but there you go.
No, the picture.
And the good part is all of the interaction with your phone and chat and SMS messaging is working. So this is great, right? Now, this is where the scripts stop, and they haven't done anything. You did a different one for them, though, didn't you?
For who? No, I didn't create anything for DG.
Yeah, yes, you did.
Pretty sure I didn't.
Take a look.
I didn't create that. That's their page. I didn't create that.
Yeah, but you embedded the same thing.
Nope. I didn't do anything for DG. Hit that send message button quick, George. I didn't do anything for DG. Hit that send message button.
Hold on. Oh, don't tell me that was just launching on my side.
Yeah.
Because I had it opened on GLVR.
Exactly.
Well, so that's just a little message box, and if you go, so I've got it set on Galver. Whenever you go to their page, that thing will automatically pop up. And now anywhere you go else on Facebook, that's going to still be popped up until you get rid of it.
Yeah, and what they were saying is, so you saw the Facebook chat under what they said. The problem is they didn't actually write the script for it. They just put bullet points, which unfortunately is fucking retarded.
Well, we can make some sense of it. So I can make some sense of it to see what they're talking about and make some sense. It does obviously work a little bit better if they do put some effort in. I mean, ultimately it's their conversion and it's their content on the conversation flow. Who better to know what their qualification process is for a customer journey than them? I mean, I'm not going to know about it.
That is true.
Figure out what their process is. So I can most likely infer a lot of it, but I don't like writing content unless it's code, really.
Yeah, though, John, I can do this. I'll be in tomorrow morning. Let me write some scripting for this. It'll save you time and headache. So, and I'd rather do it because it's good exercise and I'll run by the client.
So
okay, so that's it.
product.
Those are the pieces that I need. And then where are we with the internal uniform sourcing? How are you doing on the rewrite?
We haven't started that yet, man. So we still have not started that.
I have a checkbook. You know, it's not like I'm asking for you to do it for free.
I know that. It's just that I know that, Neil. It's just I'm strapped for resources right now. Like I'm working on a project for Mike Pence right now. I'm like literally the vice president. He's got 7 of my team members taken care of. We've got another. I'm just strapped for resources, and the dudes that I have right now that I can, especially those fresher dudes that we talked about putting there. I just said they're not totally ready yet. So if you want to go ahead and start, I can go ahead and start. Honestly, I just
no. The system is working. So John, the good news is system hasn't crashed. System's working. We just don't. We know where that runs one of our corporations. We don't want it to fail. Sure. Martin's still here, so it's good. I just like being ahead of the curve. So I'm like, yeah, in fourth quarter of this year, we're going to have that system rewritten. You know what I mean?
Sure.
If I wait till it crashes, then it's hell.
The only reason we haven't started on it is because there's essentially, I want to do, like right now, the whole platform doesn't have, like none of your guys' software does, like none of your guys, like any of your guys' clients, none of them, they don't have any docs or anything like that. And like, so the ability to actually maintain that infrastructure sucks. So when we rewrite that, I want to be able to go in and actually write correct specifications and documentation so that everything's actually effective and efficient. And that is, from my perspective on the administrative overhead side, it's a huge amount of planning and I haven't been able to spare those resources right now because it's a much higher level resource to do that. But we can get started on it. I'll push those guys. I've got those guys. I mean, they are trained also.
You're fine. Like I said, you're good. Don't worry about it. It was one of those, I wanted to make sure it's on your list. It's on your radar. I care more about, all these other things. We spend our day juggling clients, John. Same as you.
Sure.
Okay, so let me get on this because I lose everybody in about an hour.
All right, it was good catching up. I've got a list of stuff to do, and we'll get it taken care of. Now you know my wife though, so you can always proxy. We can always proxy with her. She really is more than capable. She's more capable than I am, honestly, and she's better looking.
That's what I say about my wife too. So we should just let the girls do it all, and we'll just go. We'll go travel.
You could go drink some beer and play some golf, and just let them do all the shit.
Wow.
Yep. You have no idea that's truer words have not been said.
All right, man.
Okay, man. We'll talk soon.
Yeah.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.